Thank you for your interest in Oregon's legislative process. Let's see how the process works. Each bill begins as someone's idea. To turn the idea into law, the bill needs a sponsor. Usually the sponsor is a member of the legislature or a committee. To move forward, the bill needs to be written down. That is the job of the Legislative Counsel's office. Once the bill is drafted, it is introduced into the first legislative chamber. In this example, we'll follow Senate Bill 1533 through the legislative process. It was introduced in the Senate, so that's where we'll start. Under our rules, we'll read the title of each bill 3 separate times on 3 separate days. This is done to tell the legislators what they will be considering and to give them time to study the bills.
Without objection, the Senate will proceed to the order of first reading of Senate measures.
Senate Bill 1532 relating to exemption of property in enterprise zones prescribing up to date. Senate Bill 1533 relating to green energy technology in public buildings.
After first reading, the bill is referred to a committee in the first chamber. The committees are scheduled and coordinated by Committee Services, the Legislative Revenue Office, and Legislative Fiscal Office. Once the bill is in committee, the committee chair decides whether to schedule the bill for a hearing. Hearings are held throughout the Capitol in the public hearing rooms. In committee, bills are also reviewed to see how they impact the state's finances and revenues. If the committee wants to send the bill to the full legislative chamber for a vote, the committee will hold a work session on the bill. A work session is where amendments are proposed.
Is there anybody else who wishes to testify on Senate Bill 1533? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing on Senate Bill 1533, and we will open work session.
When the committee sends the bill back to the full chamber, the bill will get read by its title a second time during what we call second readings. If a bill is read under second readings, it tells members that the bill will be coming up for a vote soon, usually the next day.
Now under the second reading of Senate measures.
Senate Bill 1528 relating to liquor enforcement inspectors, declare emergency. Senate Bill 1533 relating to green energy technology in public buildings.
The full chamber votes on the bill under what's called third readings. This is when the bill is read for a third time. On third reading, the legislators can speak for or against the bill.
Read the next bill.
Senate Bill 1533 relating to green energy technology in public buildings.
Recognize Senator Whitsitt.
Thank you, Madam President. Senate Bill 1533 comes to you from the Senate Committee on Business, Transportation, and Economic Development on a 6-0 vote with a due pass recommendation.
Question now arises on third reading and final passage of Senate Bill 1533. Those who are of the opinion the bill should pass will answer aye. So names are called. Those opposed, no. Clerk, call the roll. Senate Bill 1533, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed.
If the bill passes the first legislative chamber, the bill is then sent to the second legislative chamber. In this example, the second chamber is the House of Representatives. The bill goes up for first reading.
Emergency Senate Bill 1533 relating to green energy technology in public buildings.
The bill then goes through the committee process of hearings, analysis, and work session.
The House Committee on Energy, Environment, and Water will come to order.
The bill then goes up for second reading.
The Senate Bill 1533 relating to green energy technology in public buildings.
The bill then goes up for third reading, where members in the second chamber get to debate the bill and vote on it.
Senate Bill 1533B, having received the constitutional majority, is declared passed.
If the second chamber passes the bill without making any changes or amendments, the bill is then sent to the governor. The governor can do one of 3 things. First, the governor can sign the bill into law. Second, the governor can refuse to sign the bill, but let it become law without the governor's signature. The governor's third option is to veto the bill. In this example, the governor chose one of the first 2 options, so the bill became a law. Let's talk about the amendment and concurrence process. Sometimes the second chamber will amend a bill sent over by the first chamber. If this happens, the bill has to be sent back to the first chamber to see if the first chamber will agree or concur with the amendments. On third reading, the second chamber passes an amended bill. The bill is then sent back to the first chamber. The first chamber then votes on whether to concur in the amendments. If the first chamber votes to concur and agrees to the amendments, then the amended bill is sent to the governor. The governor then has the same 3 choices. And in this example, the governor chose one of the first 2 options, so the bill becomes law. Now let's take a look at the conference committee process. It starts out like the amendment and concurrence process. The second chamber passes a bill with amendments and sends it back to the first chamber. But when the bill gets back to the first chamber does not agree with the amendments. When the first chamber does not agree to the amendments, the bill gets sent to a conference committee. Members from both chambers are appointed to serve on the conference committee. The conference committee then tries to agree on a version of the bill that both chambers will like. If the conference committee can agree on a version of the bill, then the conference committee sends that version back to both chambers with a report. Both chambers then vote on the conference committee's report. If both chambers adopt the report, the bill is repassed and gets sent to the governor. The governor again gets 3 choices for how to handle the bill. And in this example, the governor again chooses one of his first 2 options, and the bill becomes law. The governor's third option is to veto the bill. When the governor vetoes a bill, the bill gets sent back to the first chamber for further consideration. To override the veto, the first chamber must repass the bill by a 2/3 majority vote. Then the bill goes to the second chamber. The second chamber also must repass the bill with a 2/3 majority to override the governor's veto. Then the bill becomes law over the governor's veto. Thank you for your interest in Oregon's legislative process.